Vietnam is one of Asia's fastest-growing economies, attracting thousands of foreign investors and entrepreneurs every year. With its dynamic business environment and rising demand for professional services, establishing a consulting company in Vietnam allows foreigners to provide expertise in areas such as general management, marketing, finance, excluding tax, human resources, production, and public relations. The consulting industry in Vietnam is expanding rapidly as both local enterprises and multinational corporations seek professional guidance to stay competitive. From compliance and corporate governance to digital transformation and human resource management, consulting services are in high demand. For foreign investors, Vietnam offers a market of nearly 100 million people and over 850,000 active enterprises, many of which require professional advice to grow and succeed. When registering a consulting company, you must select the correct business lines under the VSIC codes that match your intended services, such as General Management Consulting Services, Marketing Management Consulting Services, Financial Management Consulting Services, Except Business Tax, Human Resources Management Consulting Services, Production Management Consulting Services, and Public Relations Services. Some areas such as legal consulting, auditing, or tax advisory are regulated professions requiring additional licenses and approvals, while general business consulting is open to 100% foreign ownership. Choosing the right scope is crucial to avoid licensing issues later. Vietnam does not impose a fixed minimum charter capital for consulting companies, but the declared amount must be realistic and match the scale of your operations. For most small to medium consulting firms, charter capital typically ranges between $10,000 and $100,000 United States dollars. Authorities may assess your capital to ensure you have sufficient resources to operate sustainably, and each province may have its own expectations depending on local investment policies. Every consulting company must register a head office in Vietnam, which must be a legal business address and cannot be a residential apartment. You will need to provide a valid lease contract and ownership documents from the landlord. For investors who do not yet want to commit to a physical office, LTS LAW provides Department of Finance, DOF, compliant virtual office solutions in Ho Chi Minh City to help you register quickly and legally. The company registration process consists of 3 main steps. Step 1 is to obtain the Investment Registration Certificate, or IRC, which certifies that you, as the investor, are permitted to invest and establish a company in Vietnam. This process typically takes from 2 to 3 weeks. Once the IRC is issued, the next step is to apply for the Enterprise Registration Certificate, or ERC. This functions similarly to a certificate of incorporation in many jurisdictions and usually takes 1 week to obtain. After receiving the ERC, you will need to complete several post-licensing tasks, including making the company seal, completing initial tax registration, and opening a business bank account. Now let's look at the documents you'll need to prepare. The required documents will depend on whether the shareholders are individuals or corporations. If the shareholders are foreign individuals, you'll need 2 main documents for each person. First, a notarized copy of their passport, which can be obtained at any notary office in Vietnam. Second, you'll need financial proof for each individual shareholder, such as a bank statement or a confirmation letter showing a balance equal to or greater than the proposed contribution capital of that shareholder. If the shareholders are foreign companies, the documents are more extensive. For each corporate shareholder, you'll need to provide several key items. A certificate of incorporation or equivalent document proving the legal existence of the corporate shareholder. A business profile or equivalent that outlines key corporate details about the corporate shareholder. And financial proof for each corporate shareholder, such as audited financial statements for the past 2 years, or a bank letter confirming sufficient funds equal to or greater than its proposed contribution capital. You'll also need a notarized copy of the passport for the director or an authorized representative of each corporate member who will be signing the application on the corporate member's behalf. Please note that any documents issued outside of Vietnam must go through consular legalization and be accompanied by a certified Vietnamese translation. In addition to the shareholders' documents, you will also need to provide a notarized copy of the legal representative's passport, if they're a foreigner, or Vietnamese ID card, if they're a Vietnamese national. This should also be notarized in Vietnam. And finally, you'll need documents proving legal use of your company address, such as a lease agreement or in-principle agreement, along with the landlord's ownership certificate and their identification documents. To kickstart the process, LTS Law will send you an Excel sheet listing all the necessary details you need to provide. Based on this information, our legal team will complete all the application forms and documents for submission. Once the drafts are ready, you'll print and sign them. Then send us the signed hard copies along with your supporting documents. From there, LTS Law will take care of submitting your application and following up with the licensing authorities. By setting up your consulting company correctly, you gain the ability to sign contracts, hire employees, and provide services legally across Vietnam. At LTS Law, we guide foreign investors through every step of company formation, from choosing the right business lines to completing licensing and post-registration procedures. With more than 10 years of experience supporting over 1,000 foreign clients, we transform complex legal requirements into a smooth and efficient setup process. Don't let legal complexity slow down your consulting business expansion. Contact LTS Law today or visit lts.com.vn to schedule your free consultation. Your consulting company will be established legally, smoothly, and ready to grow in one of Asia's most dynamic markets.